What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. In this one I want to talk about whether it's easier or harder to rank now with the current situation. I'm sure you guys know what's happening in the world. I'm not going to say what the word is, because every time I say that or every time I put it in the title, my video gets demonetized. So I'm not going to do that, so we can make some money so I can pay this rent. So obviously this is not advice, this is just my opinion, and I'm just speculating here, so be careful with the information that I give you. And here's what I've seen with my products and with other products. So in this video I want to mention one product that I was selling that was selling very slowly. I didn't give it too much attention, but then recently I gave it a bit more attention, and that's how the launch sort of happened. So I want to show you how that affected the ranking of the product, so you can see a case of someone who just did this. And then after that I'm going to talk about why I think it is a good idea to rank right now, or why it is easier maybe to rank products right now. And then the third thing I want to show you is an example of someone else who just launched their product. We were just on a call with a bunch of people the other day because I started something called distance networking in the Facebook group. If you're in the group, you know, but if you're not, basically once a week we get together and we network on Zoom, and we do it live. So you get to ask questions or join the call. I choose one or two people. So if you want to join the next one, make sure you're in the Facebook group. It's the Brax Amazon FBA group, or link in the description. But anyways, that conversation happened on that call where someone told us about how they launched a few weeks ago, or maybe this week, and how it went for them. So that's what you should expect to see from this video. So before we start, I wanted to explain to you quickly why it's important to rank, in case you don't know already. But here's a clip of it from the distance networking call.
It sounds like you did really good ranking on page one, you're actually a great example of that. A lot of sellers come to me and what they want is reviews. They're like, oh, we just want to get the most reviews. How do we do that? And I have to tell them all the time, what's most important is for you to rank on page one. Like reviews.
Absolutely.
Like the bonus is like the cherry on top, and
Absolutely.
I think it's still hard to grasp, especially for new sellers, how important ranking is compared to having reviews. Of course, reviews are always nice as social proof, but honestly, I've seen listings with like 10 reviews that are doing extremely well being on page one compared to somebody that's on page 2 or 3 with like 50 to 100 reviews, because
Absolutely.
they don't want to scroll on pages. I mean, I do the same thing. Like, if I want to order something, I don't even bother going on page 2 or 3. I really don't. I look on the first maybe 3, 4, 5 positions, and that's it.
Yeah, so basically it's important for you to rank on Amazon because that's the whole game. We have to show up in front of customers, and usually when customers search for a keyword, they're not gonna search too much before they find their product. They're mainly gonna stay on the first page. Think of the last time you bought a product on Amazon. So we want to be on the first page, and that's what the question is today. Can we get there? Is it easier or is it harder? So first, the story of my own product. What happened was I was selling a lot of one product and then a bit less of the other product. It's sort of a variation. They're similar but not the same. And I wasn't going too hard on PPC on the second product because I wanted to really focus on the first one. But then once I ran out of stock of that big one, I turned on PPC for the second one. And then what I noticed happened was this graph right here. You can see the rank of that product was so much better probably the day of or the day right after I turned on these PPC campaigns. That's a product that I've been selling for a while that I tried to rank, wasn't too aggressive with it. I just took it easy with that product, I'm not sure why. But yeah, in the past I tried to rank it with very simple tactics, nothing too fancy, and it did okay, as you can see on the graph in the past. But then this time I turned on probably the same ads as before, and then it went from what it was before to ranking very, very well. Now, if you don't know, a good rank is a rank closer to 1 because that's how you're on the top. You're number 1 in that category. If you're number 1,000,000, you're very far from page 1. So here you see the rank get much better. But what you're looking at here is the rank of the product in the category. So it's not very indicative of the rank on the keyword because that's what really matters. You can be ranking very high in the category, but for some reason, you're not ranking well on any of the keywords. So that's not gonna really matter. What matters is to rank on the keywords. So that's what I thought at first. Maybe looking at this rank number doesn't tell me much, but still it's something different from before. So then I checked the keyword ranking, and then I saw that it was much better than before. I was getting closer to page 1 on some big keywords. So this told me that, okay, maybe it's easier to rank now for products that have high demand. Maybe it's easier to rank now for products that have a lot of competition where they're out of stock. Maybe it's also easier now to rank products that don't have much demand. If it's easy to rank products like mine, which has a lot of demand, mainly because everyone is buying everything, again, for the right demand. And all of this goes back to one step before this, which is you have to choose a correct product. You have to choose a good product. I'm assuming that you have. So then you can probably also rank a product that isn't selling a lot because there's no competition or there's no high demand. And then all you need to do is do a bit more marketing than them, sell a bit more, and then you'll outrank them. The only problem there is you want to make sure that there's actual demand so that once you rank, you keep selling. So that was number 2 that I told you I want to talk about in this video, which is maybe it isn't that hard to rank right now on Amazon. And here's the clip from the distance networking where I talked about that.
With what happened, at least for Canada market, it was good in terms of for Amazon sellers because Canadians are not used to buy that much online. But with what happened, maybe this changes like people's behavior to go more online, buy from Amazon, and probably will end up being like beneficial for us.
I feel like it's a good time to rank products now. And if you guys watching don't know, Isabella, she has a service that helps people with ranking, search, find, buy. But I feel like it's easier to rank now because if it's in demand, it's going to sell. And if it's not in demand, with some search, find, buy, you can rank it easily because no one's buying, right?
Yeah, I've seen
on both sides.
Actually, one of my clients I was just monitoring some of the answers he was talking to one of my assistants, and he said that he has never seen the ranking go up so fast.
Yes.
As right now.
Zero reviews, and I see products blowing up.
It's like day 4 for this client, and he's already ranking super high, and his sales have doubled already.
Wow.
In just like 4 days. And I'm like, I'll send you the screenshot because you have to see this. I was gonna post it, but then I forgot. But yeah, so this is probably the best time to rank your products, like right now, because everything is more lenient. Like Amazon is more lenient. Everything is more, they try to make it easier for us because
we have other things to worry about. Yeah.
Exactly. So definitely this is a good time. And that is why, because I was trying to figure out, I said, okay, with this, definitely business is going to slow down. And then it didn't. And then I was like, what is going on? And then I realized because, you know, everything is working a little smoother when it comes to online, like ranking products, creating new brands. This is the perfect time to do it. Like Christina was saying, you know, it's easier to get loans now. I mean, this is really the perfect time, guys. Like, you know, if we can all get over procrastinating and like, you know, start doing something, we can all come on top.
So you might have noticed that I mentioned Isabella from the call. She's a ranking specialist, if you want to say, because she runs a company that helps sellers rank. She works with the biggest brands and the biggest sellers that do millions and millions, and her job is to help them rank on page 1. So you can imagine her credibility is pretty high. Now the last thing that I mentioned I want to show you is an example of someone else that just launched now, and here it is.
Max, you said you rank your product just with PPC alone?
No, I did JumpSend coupon giveaways as well.
JumpSend.
Yeah.
JumpSend. This is a long time.
Oh,
yeah.
Did you learn FBA from a book?
No, actually, just I don't know. I just took what I did to learn is I bought a course, obviously, that didn't recommend JumpSend, and I looked at the Jungle Scout videos through the academy, and what it did is it generated a lot of sales for me in the first 3 days, and then I stopped it. And started doing PPC.
What was
the discount? Excuse me?
What was the discount on JumpSend?
So I was giving 55% discounts. So the only problem is when you do that, I wasn't eligible to get reviews, and I figured that out the hard way. But it got the ball rolling, and I mean, essentially when I started doing PPC, I had already had some sales, and after a week I was up to page 1, and I stopped my JumpSend promotion now.
Nice. How's PPC doing now?
My ACoS is pretty high because I'm still on automatic campaign. I'm learning as I go, very honestly. But I'm optimizing every day. Like I'm shutting down the keywords that don't work, optimizing the ones that do.
Yeah.
Excuse me? No, for the first 5 days I let it run, but then the ones that I see that I'm wasting money on and that are clearly not bringing back any money in, I'm putting them as negatives.
Mansoor, do you do
so
any
I let
negatives?
it run for 5 days first.
No, I don't do any negatives.
Yeah, as of recently, I don't do any negatives at all. I just play with
You don't?
Yeah, play with
unless if it's something that makes no sense at all.
But that's the thing, all the irrelevant keywords, I shut off completely.
Okay, so careful.
Literally, I would search and had nothing to do with my product. I would scrap them.
So careful.
Yeah, if they are not related to your product at all, yes. But otherwise, if you are just wasting money for related keyword, just adjust a bit, lower the bit.
Okay. Makes sense. I appreciate the advice.
So he launched with PPC and then he used the service, as you saw him mention, it was JumpSend. I don't recommend using one of these services that do deep discounts. The only way that I would do a giveaway is through something called Search Find Buy, or in other words, full priced sales that you can later rebate or not. But basically, don't discount your products. I wouldn't do that, unless if it's just a small discount. So that's his method. That's how he just ranked recently. So again, I'm thinking, yeah, maybe it is easier to rank, especially since his case was different. I think his demand was lower than usual. I think that's what he said. So now for him, we can just hope that he keeps selling so that he keeps that rank. And then once the market comes back to normal, he's ranking on page 1. So think about that. Imagine a market that you wanted to get into that was tough to get into because it was competitive or there were too many sales to catch up with page 1. But now that it's down, you might be able to easily get on page 1, win that real estate, and then once things go back to normal, you can bank on that real estate, bank on the fact that you're ranked high on page 1. And that's something that's super important. So now that I say real estate, I feel like, yeah, that's what we're doing here. We're buying real estate on Amazon on the first page because we want to show up there and that's where we want to live. That's where the real estate is. And then now it's cheaper than usual, so maybe now is the time to take advantage. But again, this is me thinking out loud. This is not advice. And especially with this type of thing, be very careful because timing really matters. Like I said, like you can buy this real estate, but then the market stays down and then you're not making any money. But the market could go back up. So if you're smart about things, you can take advantage right now. So let me know in the comments what you think about this. Do you think that it's easier to rank? Am I just talking nonsense right now? Am I not making any sense? Or am I making sense? I feel like it makes some sense. So let me know in the comments if you agree. Now, if you want to rank your product for yourself, you can either do what I recommended, which is a strategy called Search Find Buy, or you can use a service like Bella, for example. Her website is rankbell.com, I believe. Look her up, she's easy to reach. But if you want to learn the ranking strategy for yourself that she uses herself as well, click right here to watch a video where we talk about Search Find Buy and how to get these rebate sales and rank on page 1. So click right here to watch it and I'll see you guys there. Peace.
What we want to do is we want to focus on 2 things. Number 1 are full price purchases. Number 2 are search, find, and buy. So what I mean by that is you want to get as many people as possible to go on Amazon.com, type in the keyword